Hello, my friends, welcome to BOOK X. Please subscribe to the channel. And in this video, we are going to start a series of episodes about the book called My Life in Crime. This is a true story book and it is written by ex-Kenyan criminal John Kiriamiti. My Life in Crime. The late 1960s and early 70s may be remembered as the years of the Great Bank and other armed robberies in Kenya. This is the true story of one of the participants in some of those robberies, John Kiriamiti. In raw and candid language he tells the story of how he dropped out of secondary school when he was only 15 years old. And for a time became a novice pickpocket, before graduating into crimes like car breaking and ultimately into violent robbery. This spellbinding story takes the reader into the underworld of crime, and it depicts graphically the criminal's struggle for survival against the forces of law. John Kiriamiti, who was imprisoned on 6 January 1971. After being convicted on a charge of committing a robbery at Naivasha on 4 November 1970, left Naivasha Maximum Security Prison in August 1984. Just 5 months after the publication of this fast-selling novel. Except for the names of persons, the names of places, and the scenes of the crimes referred to in this story, every other element is true. The preparation and the plans of each crime really took place in one place or the other. I have tried to keep as much to the truth as possible. If any name of a person or any place coincided with those in this book, the reader should stay aware that nothing of the sort had been intended. Most of the characters referred to in fictitious names are serving from 14 to 45 years imprisonment, some are serving life sentences while others have been sentenced to death and some are dead. The escape to Congo and the return to Kenya is as true as the rest of the book. As concerns my part in it, be good and forget it, I am already a reformed person. Chapter 1. Before we start Chapter 1, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, thank you. Let's start. Before my life in crime, I never believed that a man or group of people could sit together and conspire to rob, blackmail, kidnap, murder or commit other acts of felony. But now I know. I am about 30, as I write this book. I was born on 14 February 1950. And I was imprisoned on 6 January 1971. So, 8 of those years have been wasted in prison. I still have others ahead of me. The judge who sentenced me knew exactly what he was doing. I always think in his life, he had never heard of the word mercy, and if he had, he did not care what the hell it meant. I was born to a relatively well-to-do family. My father, Albert Kiriamiti, and my mother, Anne Wanjiru, were teachers, and therefore in my youth, I was well provided for. I completed my primary education in Tita School. Tita School is in Maranga, about 15 miles from the town. In the lower primary, my mother was one of the teachers, and I'll say I never enjoyed it because she used to beat me so hard that I often thought of escaping from school. As a mother, she was very sweet, but I never brought myself to believe that she was the same woman when we went to school. When I went to the upper primary, I was glad to know that I would no longer be in her class. In 1963, after I had passed my KAPE, I went to St. Mary's Secondary School in Maranga Town. I never liked the school, and before the end of my first year, I applied for a place at New Nairobi High School, later renamed St. Mark's High School. I did not care what kind of a school it was, all I wanted was to be in Nairobi. If only I knew Nairobi would turn me into a helpless person, I would have hated the look of it for good as I now do. My brother Sammy, who had caught up with me in primary school, was also in Nairobi, at the Prince of Wales School. He was a boarder, but I was a day student, so my mother took me to stay with her brother in Bahati. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification bell